Hi.
Hi. So first, introduce yourself and what type of business do you operate and what do you do?
I am Pam Manley. I own a nutritional, kind of a supplement smoothie type store, like a tea shop. And we make healthy meal replacements, energy teas. Everything's going to be like as low sugar, as low carb as we can keep it. Good healthy protein, vitamins and minerals. So everything is just a benefit to you.
Awesome. And what is your educational background?
Some college, trade school. That's about it. I mean, learning on the job all the time.
And what is your work background like?
My work background was primarily in the medical field. So about 25 years medical field. I kind of stumbled into that, loved it, worked my way from pretty much the bottom up when I first started, and I was office manager at a couple clinics for about 15 years. And all of that really kind of delivered me right into what I do now. Since we're serving nutritional drinks, it kind of helps me have a little medical knowledge of what might help a person better than another.
Who has helped you on your career path? Do you have any influences or mentors?
Some online mentors, they don't know they're my mentors. People I follow, people in the same industry. I just follow them, any trainings. My company, they do a lot of trainings, so I'll go to as many as I can. And I just plug in where I can, read a lot of books, How to Win Friends and Influence People, all of the good old books.
Do you enjoy what you do?
Yes. Yeah, like getting to work with people. I literally get to wear what I want, bring my dog, my granddaughter's with me now, and I just make yummy drinks and get to hang out and talk to people all day.
Well, that takes me into the next question then. So what would you say is the best part about your job?
The people. Getting to meet people, build relationships. I've always had a pretty small immediate family, and so my people come in almost every day for the most part. Some come in 2 to 3 times a day, and we're there for breakfast, brunch, and lunch. So they may come in for all of the above, and it's turned into definitely a family business.
So on the flip side of that, because we know every peak also has a valley, what would you say is the worst part about your job?
There's not a lot. I mean, maybe mopping the floor. Getting to be your own boss. I really loved when I worked in the medical field. I was good at it. It was very rewarding. So I never dreaded going to work. Never thought I would find anything I liked better until I was my own boss. And definitely when you get to bring your dog to work with you, every day's a good day. So there's not a whole lot of down.
Awesome. Would you recommend your industry to other people?
Yes, 100%. There's several businesses like what I do in the area, all over the world actually. There are more nutrition clubs now than Starbucks. So our goal is to help as many people be healthy as we can. And every one that you go into, every different owner has a different feel. And so it's something you kind of customize around yourself. Mine feels like you're walking into my house. So you get to come in, hang out, be comfy, and some you'll go in, you can tell immediately, maybe they're a jock, maybe they do a lot of sports, lift some weights. So everyone feels a little bit different, so you get to customize it to yourself.
So what would you say is your biggest failure in your business or career?
That's a hard one, because every failure is just a learning lesson. Starting out may have been the failure. We had no clue what we were doing. I'd never been self-employed, never thought I would ever be self-employed. I was raised to kind of grow up and get a job and work really hard forever. And so the immediate opening without knowing what we were doing, and the industry I'm in, there were not many of them at that time. I've been doing that for almost 11 years. And so there wasn't anyone to follow. So it was a lot of, failing every day, and just making it to the next day to do it all over again. So as long as you just kept doing it, obviously it'll work.
So then on the flip side of that, what would you say is the greatest success in your business and career?
The relationships. Yeah, just loving what you do, making sure you keep loving what you do. If there's a minute that you don't want to do it anymore, you got to figure out why. Switch it up, kind of go back to your basics and make sure you're doing it for all the right reasons.
And any advice you would give to people following your path?
Just not to give up. A lot of people give up too soon. It takes a while to plant the seeds, to get involved. We really try to get involved more with the community every chance we can, and to get yourself out there. So, and kind of going back to the failure question, we didn't know to get out there. Like for someone never owning a business, we turn on the light and we kind of assumed people will find us. And that is not what happened. You gotta let them know you're there. And so just never giving up, and people are watching whether you think they are or not.
Where did you get your initial funding?
My parents helped back us immediately. We started kind of as low key as we could, but they did help with the initial, like just product supplies to have, the machines that we needed to have, which is pretty minimal for the business we're in. Like you can start super basic. And then my daughter and I, when I say we, it was her idea to do what we do. I was not on board for a while. And she was 15 at that time, and she wanted to start one of these shops. My doctor came in one day and said, I think I may retire. So we started a shop. We had no clue what we were doing. We brought all of our furniture from home, besides our bedrooms, living room, dining room, tables, everything, and that was what we put in our store to make it cozy and comfy.
How long into your business broke even?
Probably about within 2 years. Since we didn't know what we were doing, we could have broke even a lot sooner had we had a clue. Once we kind of figured out our niche, I guess, and how to focus and bring people in the door, it just flowed. It was super simple. But I'll say maybe 2 years.
How long until you were making enough to live on and be comfortable?
Probably 3 to 4. Yeah, once the first 2 was out of the way and we were rolling a little bit better, maybe within the next, and now mind you, she's still a teenager, so we were still trying to figure out homeschool and cars and driving and getting each other back and forth. But within, I'd say 3 years probably, we were pretty comfy.
How did you plan and prepare to start your own business?
We had no clue. I had a friend that I grew up with in Enid, and she had the same type of business. We visited her, we visited a few others around that were open at that time in Oklahoma City, and just kind of looked to see how they did it. And again, they were kind of winging it because it was so new in the industry. So just figuring out kind of traffic flow, how people come in and order. For someone who's never been any type of food service, it was not my strong suit. And so just kind of a live and learn every day, figuring it out what works better than another was how we went with it.
What would you say was your big break?
I don't know that there was a big break, just consistency, just being consistent. And one day, watching the sales kind of, wiggle around, and then one day they were steady. They were up and they just kept going up. And so just being consistent, being nice. People don't get a lot of nice some days, so being as nice as we can, that was really the key to doing it.
And what are some of your long and short-term goals?
I'm pretty content where I'm at. I love what I do. Just getting more involved with the community. It's a lot of fun. We've started doing more community events, like big Christmas events, fall events. And so kind of getting more involved just in Bethany. We've been more active in the schools, the Bethany school specifically, since they're right across the street from us. We see a lot of college kids. So I guess just short and long term, just meet more people, keep doing what we do, waking up every day and enjoying it.
Are there any regulatory hurdles affecting your business?
Not really. When we opened here in this location, we had our previous location, and we've been in this location almost 5 years now. We opened the week that COVID hit, and every other business around us shut down besides the Stray Dog Cafe and Serve Coffee. I believe they were both open, and Papa Angelo's, all the food. So we were all essential. But all of the businesses I had counted on, all of the barber shops in this area, which are a dozen within a half block, they were closed. And so that was what I saw as my first primary customer base. The biggest plus was we had all the parking. So the people that did follow us from our other location, they had all the parking to themselves. No one else was taking any of it up. But it was a little bit of a challenge at that time, just figuring out how to roll with that.
What are the biggest risk factors to your industry?
So we're health and nutrition, and so we're considered food and drink, and people have to eat. One time I heard someone say we sell the second best thing on the planet. The first thing would be air. And so there's not a lot. People are always trying to be healthier, be mindful of what they consume, trying to make better choices. So I don't see a lot of risk factors. We're definitely a necessity.
Have you ever been close to bankruptcy?
Yeah, I will say probably year 4, like year 3 we did great. Year 4, towards the end of it, I don't even know what happened. I'm not sure. We had our nutrition club, we had bought the gym. There was a gym next door to us, so that's what happened. And the space the nutrition club it was more than we needed. It was too big. The space itself had something every month. We had a great month. There were things breaking down there was always a problem, and we never had a great month. So no matter how great our month was, there was just always something sucking it the other direction. So we talked to our landlord, took our huge space that we didn't need, and moved it into the gym. So kept the same plan, just had a smaller space going. It was the best thing ever. Immediately, we might have had about a 6-month. It was taking us down, and as soon as we moved in, it was immediate on the plus side.
How do you find customers, and how do you advertise?
Social media is huge in our advertising. We go out in the community. We used to do in our industry, we would call them invites. We print a coupon, print a flyer, go around and just introduce ourselves to people, to all the local businesses, everyone coming to this area. They're coming here, so they might as well eat here. And then we had developed something in the business called a tea drop. So our herbal teas, we'll make them up. They're super yummy and tasty. They give you great energy, mental focus. And we'll make up kind of a sample size and go to a business, ask them, how many people do you have? Can I deliver teas to you? And so we tea drop all over. I try to keep it in the Bethany kind of area because there are so many of our nutrition clubs in the kind of the broad vicinity of our area. There's plenty of people to go around, so if I go within 2 to 3 miles out, that is more than enough ground to cover. People taste the drinks, then they come back to try it again.
So I feel like you kind of talked about this a moment ago because you said you and your daughter started this together. But the next question would be, how do you manage relationships with employees and partners?
I just treat them all like family, kind of friends and family. And the business we're in, everyone is kind of their own boss. So it's almost like a hair salon with booth rent type, only they don't pay any booth rent. But everyone can build their business working there. So if they take ownership of it, treat it like it's their business, I just pay the bills. And so we all just work together, try to bring people in together. I tell everyone to treat people like their family, at least the family that you like, and it keeps them coming back.
Is your business involved in the community?
Yes, yeah. We get involved in the school. Anytime I see one of the sports teams, the volleyball team, they went to state girls volleyball a couple weeks ago. I sent the coach coupons for all the girls to come get a hydration drink. The track cross country just went to state, I think, over the weekend. And so I get all of the coaches as involved as I can and tell them, get your kids in, let them get something, it'll fuel them up, get them good energy, electrolytes. That way they're ready to go do what they need to do. We've had some, like the art classes. We've sponsored different things, and they brought one of their classes in. They were doing indoor photography, and it's art, so they're always creating, and I let them create their own drink and pick the flavors, pick the, how to layer the flavors, and by layer I mean like different colors, so you might have red on bottom, blue on top. And so it's kind of a creative thing getting to do what we do. We make drinks that look like art, and they picked the flavors, made the drink, marketed it, picked names for it, and then took pictures of everything. So it was kind of a fun day.
And do you personally have a self-care plan in place to deal with the stress of running a business?
Sunday is my do nothing. Sunday is and sometimes Monday. Monday's my day off, and so it just kind of depends, but that is my recharge days. We're only open 6:30. We started opening at 6:30 a.m. But we leave at 2. So it's kind of like we're playing hooky almost all afternoon, even though we worked a full day. But it feels like we have a lot of daylight left, that we get to go home, rest. We have a walking group we meet at least once a week. Like tomorrow night, we have whoever wants to just come join us. We're going to be walking around this area now because we were walking at the lake, but with the time change, it'll be very dark when we finish. So we just kind of get together. Some of the girls that work with me, we go out, we shopped Saturday, we went and had lunch and shopping. And I spend as much time as I can with my daughter and granddaughter. So just kind of friends and family.
And lastly, how can people find you and more information on your business?
Google, social media, all of the social media, well, all of that my age can handle. Facebook, Instagram, and then Google is basically its own social media page if you use it right. And so if you just Google Hello Nutrition, you'll find us.
Well, Pam, thank you very much for sitting down and taking the time to answer our questions today. We appreciate it very much. From all of us at Turtlesmith.com, thank you.
Thank you.